I think it's very important for our teachers to understand history. I was actually, when I was a young person in undergraduate college, when I went to university for the first time, I was a history major. And I learned the importance of history in my own life and in the international world. And as I work with our teachers in training, I make sure that they understand educational history over the last 40 or 50 years, if not the last 100 years. I think it's important for them to apply new approaches to education and not just reinvent the wheel, as we say. So I think the history of education is very rich. And I make sure that my students and teachers in training, before they go out in the world, that they understand the key developments in education over the past 40 years, so that they can apply that and make contemporary practice based on all of the improvements, the research, and the evidence from history, so that they can work effectively with their students. My message to the modern teacher is that teaching is an honorable profession, that teachers throughout the years have had a great deal of integrity, and that integrity needs to be passed on to all their students. Teachers are the people who teach all students. So their students will become scientists, their students will become lawyers, their students will become workers, their students will become our parents of the future. So I think that the modern teacher needs to have the message that they're in an honorable profession, that are preparing all of their students for the future, and all of those students will go out and be the leaders and the workers in the world. A great way for schools to be one for all is that we should have strong leaders in schools. Our principals should have a vision for how students should be able to work together, all students in the school. They should be able to transmit or talk that vision, tell that vision to all the teachers. The teachers should be able to come together in teams to work on the modern problems of education. Those teams should think about three main parts of education. That there's first the content that needs to be taught, and all teachers need to be strong in their content and teaching and their pedagogy of how to teach. But along with the content, they need to know that there's a process of learning. And the process of learning, one important feature is that as children are more diversified in their learning approaches, and there are some children with learning difficulties, some children who are typical, some who are high achievers, those students need to work together in a process of collaboration. And the adults need to remember this too, that the teachers need to work together to solve current educational problems. And by working together with a strong process, we can then weave in strong products. So we have content that's put together in a really strong process, and that process leads to educational outcomes or strong learning as a product of education for the children.